The time is 24 minutes past 8. It's 40 years since students at Kent State University protested over the Vietnam War. The National Guard opened fire. 4 were shot dead. 2 of them were friends of Jerry Casale, who was politicised by the whole thing, and he founded one of the earliest electro-pop bands called Devo, short for Devolution. Still, today his new album focuses on the idea that instead of evolving, mankind has actually regressed. Jerry Casale spoke to our reporter Nicola Stambridge.
This is Devo's Anthem from their first album produced by Brian Eno in 1978, an influence on and now a cultural fit with new electro-pop bands.
We are Devo. Oh, we like that.
Devo, or De-Evolution, is explained to me by one of the band's founding members, Jerry Casale.
We were seeing a world that was the antithesis of the idealized, promised future that was ginned up in the 50s and 60s. Domed cities with floating cars, a land of plenty for everyone, man continuing to progress and evolve and get smarter. We saw none of that. What we saw was regression, people unable to think critically or think abstractly, especially in America. You know, me personally, I had come out of Kent State University barely with my life. I was in the midst of the large protest on May 4th, 1970, that was a protest against the expansion of the war into Cambodia by Nixon. He did it without an act of Congress. And that day is the day they had loaded rifles, shot into the crowd like a duck shoot, killed 4 students and wounded 9. Funny enough, it's just coming to light that there was indeed an order to fire, which I saw as an eyewitness. I saw it happen, but it could never be proved. Now it is with enhanced audio tape.
You knew 2 of the victims, Jeffrey Miller and Alison Krauss.
Yes.
You were near Alison when she was shot.
I mean, that day, we talk about terrorism all the time. Terrorists come in many forms, and that day, we were all victimized by terror from within. Those guardsmen terrorized us in a civil war where they were armed and we weren't, on our own campus, taking a legal protest and trying to disperse it. That day just changed me. I wasn't fully politicized till that day. I watched brute power win.
Does it sometimes surprise you that there aren't more protest songs? One of the most important ones could be seen as Ohio, which was about the Kent State University shootings, written by Neil Young.
This summer I hear the drumming, 4 dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it, soldiers are cutting us down.
Absolutely, Ohio means something. I mean, especially for those of us who lived through it.
Are protest songs important?
I don't think in this present culture they are. I don't even think they'd get played on the radio, and I don't think people would care. It doesn't have the same position as music did in the 60s. You know, I recently gave a keynote speech May 4th at the memorial at Kent State University. The generation of 20-somethings today they can't even fathom what really happened. It almost seems like we're making it up, and they can't imagine that it would happen to them.
I get up every day. It's a miracle, I'm told. So now I live to work.
And it sounds on your new album with its social commentary, you think that de-evolution is getting worse.
Sure, and so does everybody else. That's the whole point. Think about where Western society has come, where you have a guy in a cave making the whole Western world cower and shake so that the tail's wagging the dog, and they need 2 jobs just to try to hold on to their house where they're upside down in it because of bank loans, and they're worried every moment. Look at what people are reduced to, that they just live in fear.
Jerry Casale talking to Nicola Stambridge. The time now 28 minutes past 8.